Do you all know what a think tank is? It's a group of people that governments hire in order to think up of what could happen in the future. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I was going through my emails this morning and thank you very much to the community member that sent me this article because it is very awakening. Ladies and gentlemen, here it says that the U.S. intelligence report warns of looming catastrophic shocks worldwide due to technology and disease. Once you listen to how this is written and listen to how it is that the information is gathered, it's gathered in an objective manner where they're not looking at any sides, they're just looking at what happens. They probably have statisticians, mathematicians hired for them that come up with these reports. A U.S. intelligence report is warning of a potentially grim set of scenarios in which factors like environmental issues and technology disruptions could have a significantly destabilizing effect on the global order in the near future. The report, published in March by the National Intelligence Council, claims that global challenges such as disease, environmental degradation, and novel technologies that disrupt the economy will all contribute to widespread strains on states and societies, as well as shocks that could be catastrophic. Economic factors such as rising national debt, a more complex and fragmented trading environment, the global spread of trade and services, new employment disruptions, and the continued rise of powerful firms are contributing to the changing global landscape, as is a growing gap between public demands and what governments can deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, look around. All you have to do is really read this paragraph that I just read. A growing gap between public demands and what governments can deliver. What is happening right now? The public is demanding more from government. However, the people that are demanding more from government are the ones that don't understand that in order for government to help you, they have to obtain resources. And since government can't create, all they can do is take from one to give to the other, that eventually those that government can take from is going to become such a low part of the population that the government's not going to be able to take enough. Even if they take it all, it won't be enough. Because when they take all of those that produce and hand it over to those that don't produce, eventually the money runs out. And that is what's happening slowly but steadily. Take a look at how much the government pays towards social benefits on an annual basis when compared to how much they take in taxes. I do believe that our social programs in the United States of America are more than 60% of the revenue that is taken in from taxes. So there will come a time where enough people will vote in politicians that keep promising them stuff, and there will come a time when those people that the politicians take from to give to someone else will run out. It will just run out because we do not live in an infinite world. We are a world of finite resources. Projecting outward to the year 2040, the report states, human responses to these core drivers and emerging dynamics will determine how the world evolves during the next 2 decades. The paper's most optimistic scenario is one it dubs as Renaissance of Democracies, in which case the world is in the midst of a resurgence of open democracies led by the United States and its allies. Now I want to go ahead and take you to this report. I have it here. And I'm going to go ahead and link the article so that you can get to this report just by clicking on that hyperlink that says report. Now it says here, this is on page, let me tell you, this is on page 120. So if you go to page 120 of the report, you will read this part that I'm going to read to you. However, the report is worth reading. I skimmed through all of the paragraphs, or all of the chapters, excuse me, and there is a lot of really interesting information here. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, when I get done with this, I'm going to read you something else that's at the very beginning of this report. It says here how we got there. Many of the world's advanced and emerging market economies never fully recovered from the health crisis of 2019, which was prolonged by a slow and inefficient rollout in the vitamin shot. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. By the late 2020s, high national debt, the cost of caring for aging populations, and repeated climate events strained governments' budgets and crowded out other spending priorities like education, infrastructure, and scientific research and development. Environmental, health, and economic crises had emerged gradually and sporadically over the decade, limiting political support and resources for government to take action beyond emergency relief and short-term economic stimulus. Economic hardships widened social divisions and made it harder to reach political compromise and domestic and national security priorities. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a video or two back, I remember stating that what we're going through now, as far as our economy goes, that it's over, that our economy is over. And I stated that it's going to take a decade to a generation in order for us to get back to what we used to consider normal. I remember during our premiere on Friday where I did that payday prep, small payday prep, and then I did a little bit of talking about why things are going to become so expensive. I remember someone saying, "So you're telling us to hoard?" And I said, no, hoarding is a problem that someone has cognitively, where they cannot separate themselves from things that they know they'll never use. Whereas prepping is the stacking up of goods that you know you will use in the future. However, you're getting them now in order to be prepared against shortages and against price inflation. Well, I hope that that person reconsiders what I was saying on that video, because we are going to need every single thing that we prep, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you continue to prep. Everything that you prep, you will need. Just make sure that what you purchase will be able to last a few years or more. I would say into the decade or two, because the more that you prep, the longer it's going to last. So make sure that that food is still going to be good. If you're going to package it yourself, make sure you do it right. Make sure that you get those things that you know you're going to need. I'm not going to say it all over again. I'm sure I'll say it again in future videos, but we need to continue to prepare for what's coming. Now, I wanted to go ahead and show you this. That way you can understand how it is that these groups come up with these reports. Now, it says here, intelligence does not claim infallibility for its prophecies. Intelligence merely holds that the answer which it gives is the most deeply and objectively based and carefully considered estimate. Now, everything that they said on this report, ladies and gentlemen, is obviously an estimate or a guess, because they're talking about the future. However, when you take into consideration what they've said, and then when you take into consideration what's going on and what has been going on to get us to the point where we're at, it makes a lot of sense, the conclusion that they come up with. I hope that you all get into this report. Check it out. I'll make sure to leave a link to the article so you can go ahead and hyperlink onto the report. I think it's very well worth going over. Other than that, thank you very much for joining in. I hope that you join in on today's live stream at 12 p.m. Alaska time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I am out.